Alright, in this section here we're going to be solving quadratic equations by completing the square. And of course we're going to get started. X squared minus 6x minus 16 is equal to 0. Now, in a previous section we talked about completing the square. So hopefully you watched that to see the pattern on how to complete the square. That was to find the vertex of a parabola. But now we're going to actually find the solutions to this quadratic equation here. Okay? The solutions. What numbers can I plug in for x so that the whole side over here is going to be equal to 0? Alright, so this is what we do. First thing I always do is I take a half, it's always a half, multiply it by this number here, which is, you can consider the whole thing here, -6, but it doesn't matter, you can leave the negative off because we always square this piece. Alright, so half of -6 is -3, and of course you see the reason it doesn't matter if we put a negative in there. It's because when we square it, it's going to always be positive. So we have 9. Alright. Now, I rewrite x squared minus 6x. I leave a blank right here. I go ahead and write my minus 16. And what goes in the blank is the 9. Okay, and of course it's always going to be a positive 9. But then I must put a -9 outside. Alright. Okay, now I'm going to I'm going to rewrite where am I at here? Start parentheses. X, now we take a half of this number here, so that'd be -3 squared, and then we take this piece right here, which is going to be -25, and we write that right there, and set equal to 0. Alright, so this piece here is equal to our original at the top. Okay. Now what we're going to do is take the 25 to the other side. We want to solve for x. So I take the 25 to the other side. Just rewrite x minus 3 squared. Now to get rid of the square, I square root both sides. So I square root both sides. And of course I must write a plus or minus right here every time I do that. So this now becomes a 5. Square root of 25 is 5. And this just becomes x minus 3. Oop, don't forget the plus or minus 5. And now take this -3 to the other side of the equal sign. So you have plus or minus 5 plus 3. Okay? So we have two solutions here. We have x is equal to the plus 5. So that gives us an 8. And we have x is equal to the -5 plus 3. And that gives us a -2. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take this 8 and this -2 and we're going to check our solutions. We're going to make sure we did everything right. Okay? So we're going to take our 8 and our -2 and we're going to plug it in to what we've got up here. So let's plug -2 in. So this is -2 squared minus 6 times -2 minus 16. Alright, so that's 4 plus 12 minus 16